Alright, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the Bell's Brewery, and they're out of both Kalamazoo and Comstock, Michigan, and this is their Oberon Eclipse. So they're calling this one a citrus wheat, and on the side of the can it also says orange coriander wheat ale. It comes in at 6.3% alcohol by volume, 20 IBUs, and at the time of review, I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it does have a best before date of March 31st of 2024, and we're about just under 2.5 months away from that date. So according to Bell's, we should be more than good to go. So this is the latest release from Bell's in their Oberon series, and essentially, for a lack of a better term, this is like the cold weather Oberon. So they have their OG Oberon Ale, which they release every spring, and that's available in both the spring and summer. So they kind of wanted a colder weather Oberon, and they introduced this one, which is available, I believe, in the fall and winter. Now, the difference between the two, as far as I can tell, this is a little bit bigger in ABV. This is 6.3, while the OG is 5.8. And then the IBUs, this is 20, where the OG was 25, and I'm pretty sure, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure the OG Oberon is a core 4-ingredient beer, which means a water, malt, hops, and yeast. This, though, introduces both orange peel and coriander, which is very akin to a Belgian wit beer, so definitely a bit different from that aspect. And yeah, I'm here to give it a go. Now, crack this one open, and I want to talk a little bit about Oberon. Now, I know Oberon is beloved by many, especially those in Michigan. I'm not one of those people, though. I always find Oberon to just be okay. However, I think it's less to do with Oberon and more to do with the style. The American Pale Wheat Ale style to me just isn't my favorite. I'd rather have a German Hefeweizen or a Belgian wit beer if I'm drinking a wheat beer. But I've enjoyed some of the variants. I really enjoyed Tropical Oberon, I think was the one that I really dug. Their Mango Habanero Oberon, which I reviewed last year. It was a part of their Oberon Variety Pack, really enjoyable. Just the base one for me just doesn't really do it. Just never has, probably never will. I've reviewed that twice and still, don't love it. So the first thing I can tell you about this is way darker than regular Oberon. This has this like deep, it's gonna probably even look more dull and darker on camera, like almost brown-esque, but this has like a very deep, like reddish orange color. Kind of looks like a pumpkin beer, to be honest with you. Very murky and turbid. There's a lot of floaties at the bottom. Can't see my hand through it, so definitely there's a turbidity there. Had about a finger of an off-white, almost a very lightly tan colored head that was somewhat creamy looking. It looked nice, the head, but it is now dissipated a little bit. So yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely like a light tan. Hold it up to the light here. Yeah, can't see anything through it. It has more like a sunshine look at the bottom. There's a lot of particulates. Not gonna come off on my camera, maybe if I flip this around, but there are a lot of chunks and whatnot at the bottom here. Don't remember that being the case for regular Oberon. So yeah, anyway, let's get a nose. This does not smell like I was gonna say a low ABV. This kind of smells like a Dunkelweizen or something. It has like heartier malt character to it, like almost like caramel and toffee and whatnot. Okay, as I swirl it up and start going through it, yeah, so there is a wheat character here. Again, like I said, caramel toffee, like sweeter, maltier characters. But then I got that like bright, like, orange character, like a candied orange peel, a little bit of that coriander. It's kind of almost smelling like a German wheat beer of some sort, like a Hefeweizen into a Dunkelweizen, something like that. Actually smells pretty good. I'll tell you right off the rip, I mean, I don't drink Oberon a lot. Obviously, I reviewed it a couple times. I've had it, I had the variety pack from last year and whatnot. This is, in the nose, heavier, a little bit more malt forward, a little bit more character in general. So this is my preference between the two based on the nose. Oberon to me has always been bland. And again, I don't think it's Oberon's fault. I think it's just the American Pale Wheat Ale style for me is just bland. So this has more character, and it's character that I enjoy because it's reminiscent of like a European wheat beer, whether it's a German Hef or a Belgian wit beer. Yeah, it smells pretty good. I want to get into it. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, that's definitely better than regular Oberon to me. Yeah, I can safely say I think I enjoy this. I really like that Whether it's the addition of the orange peel and the coriander, or maybe something else is going on with the yeast, I'm getting, I want to say like a little bit banana, maybe bubblegum. Buying this is like higher side of medium, approaching, like straight on higher side of medium. Nice for 6.3%, has a little bit more heft. And again, if you're going for a colder weather Oberon in the fall and winter, this is a little bit more hardy for the colder temperatures. The mouthfeel, so one thing that I always thought was really good about Oberon was the mouthfeel, and this is very akin to that. It has a soft, smooth creaminess to it, very, wheat beer-esque, so definitely appropriate from that. I really like the body and mouthfeel of this beer. The taste, getting a little bit more character. Right up front, I get that maltiness that's, again, caramel toffee, maybe even a touch of like a dried like fruit, like an apricot or something. As it passes through, get a little bit of that like weedy, grainy sensation from the malt as well. That dives underneath the palate, all the malt goodness. And then I get like a bright pop of like an orange peel, even a little bit of an orange juice, maybe a touch of a lemon. As it continues through, that's where like that banana, bubblegum, yeast ester kind of hits. And it's nice because it's producing a flavor that is something that I not only enjoy in general, but I enjoy from wheat beers, which is why, again, I like the aforementioned European styles. And it's welcomed addition. On the second half of the palate, this one doesn't have really any bitterness, very mild, if anything, but it has a nice semi to full-on dry finish, and that coriander hits kind of in the back of the palate, and I also get like a peppery kind of yeast phenol too. Yeah, it's really nice on the finish. This is a very different beer. Like, again, I would say this is more in like a Hefeweizen, a Dunkelweizen, a darker wheat beer, like a darker German wheat beer is kind of what I'm getting from this, even though the characteristics, or sorry, the ingredients with that orange peel and coriander scream more like a Belgian wheat beer to me. What I can say without question is I enjoy this one more than regular Oberon. And I didn't know if that was going to be the case, hence why I picked this one up. But if you put regular Oberon in front of me and this, I'm definitely picking this. However, I will state this. If you watched to this, this point in the review and you're an Oberon lover, you might not enjoy this one because it's to me vastly different than the base. Like, I should have got a regular Oberon, but I didn't see any on the shelves because, again, that's spring and summer, and if so, it would have been pretty old. It would have been fun to do a side-by-side to see the true differences, but at the end of the day, this is my preference for sure. So yeah, this is like the third Oberon that I enjoy. Within the tropical Oberon would be at the top, then this, then their mango habanero Oberon. 6.3%, you really can't tell outside of the body. If I was doing this blind, I'd definitely at least guess 6.5, if not higher. The body and the mouthfeel scream higher ABV to me. There's no, as sure you see on the palate, no warming in the chest, nothing, because it is 6.3%. Yeah, this is really nice. This is really nice. Is it still like an amazing beer? Do I love it? No, I don't love it, but if you handed me this and you handed me the base Oberon, I'm taking this every single day of the week and twice on Sundays. It's just, this is more of my speed, but it might not be yours. So I really want to hear in the comment section from everyone who's had this and the base. This is definitely one where in the colder months, like right now outside, got like 2 feet of snow and it's like, 15 degrees or whatever, drink a couple of these, excuse me, and this would definitely warm you up. So Oberon Eclipse from Bell's, I have absolutely no issues whatsoever giving this one a straight 4 out of 5. And typically I give like regular Oberon like a 3.5 maybe. Like this is substantially better to my palate. Again, your mileage may vary. All depends on the person. Beer subjective, blah, blah, blah. We all know that. But for me, this is the winner of the two. Just has more flavor. It's more my speed and it's more my jam. And then here we are. So Oberon Eclipse, 100%. 4 out of 5. I don't know why. I just want to, not say anything. It just, the sounds around me that you can't hear. Anyway, so price point availability. This is $10.99 a 6-pack in my neck of the woods. Less than $2 a can, all day, every day. I think probably the same price point as regular Oberon, maybe slightly more expensive, but I'm good with it. And availability, it's Bell's. If you see Bell's, you should see this one. Like I said, this is like their newest Oberon release. And if there's one thing I know about Oberon is at this point, like Two Hearted, you could say Two Hearted is their flagship beer, right? But Oberon's like the beer that everybody seems to love from them. So you probably should have already seen this one on the shelves. and you probably continue to see it on the shelves throughout the rest of winter until the regular Oberon comes out. So again, if you've had this beer before, post in the comment section. Let me know what you think about it, especially if you like this one more than the regular, or maybe you like the regular more than this. Please let me know why. Did you do a side-by-side? Because I think that is a missed opportunity. Again, I don't have regular Oberon hanging out, so I couldn't do that, but yeah, I'm happy with this one. I'm happy. I'm kind of surprised too, you know? That's why you go into reviews without any preconceived notions in terms of whether or not you're going to dislike or like a beer. If I did, I would have been like, I'd have just been thinking negative in this review. I don't like Oberon. No, I kept an open mind, and I can honestly tell you this is pretty fucking good for kind of what I want out of this beer, and here we are. So I appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one. Cheers.